Good morning, guys. I'm here to talk about my Magicka Nightblade dot build for PVE. PvP video will come a little later. This build is pretty simple to use, easy rotation, gear is easy to get. Nothing at all that's going to be difficult. Getting right into it, it is a dot build. Its primary focuses, which we'll start with the gear. You're going to need Vulcan Scoria, which is a undaunted set. You can either grind it or you can wait for it to come up in the Cyrodiil vendor. Just make sure you have 200k AP or 99,000 gold to buy the helmet, and then you can just run keys to get your shoulders. So at first I wanted my PvP set, but it gave me Divines and Infuse, so I'm happy about this for my PvE at least. But you're going to need this because your dots, they're going to be on so many of them, and it's going to give you a 6% chance to hit for 8k and then 3.6k to everybody around it. Your next set, which is very important, it's also easy to get. You get it from doing the Thieves Guild dailies. You can find this set in the auction house for pretty damn cheap. You know, I was picking up these pieces for like 1,500 or 2,000 gold. People don't really care too much about it, but it's amazing. The 4-piece, it's 2 through 4, it's going to give you max health, max stam, max magicka, which is decent. You know, you can use every bit of those. To take 40% less damage from traps is garbage. The 5-piece though is what's up. Your damaging abilities have a 25% chance to create a rune on the ground for 5 seconds. Snares them for 70%, that's whatever. But it deals 1,000 damage a second and heals you for 1,000 damage a second also. And that goes up, you know, once you buff up, that can get even higher. That can get like 1,400. So it's constantly damaging, constantly healing as well. That's going to increase your survivability like crazy. The 3-piece, I am using the willpower set. I'm using all healthy just to keep my health up there, and I'm using spell power enchantments. This is going to help me out as far as reaching that health cap, so that way I don't get one hit. And then my weapons, I just chose whatever for weapons. I've been messing around back and forth between the different elements, and I'm fighting for PVE fire and then PvP ice. So right now they are blue, but you can use whatever you want here because it is just a 1-piece. If you have Maelstrom, use it because it will give you more spell power, but it doesn't really matter too much for that. Getting into how it works, you constantly have your dots. You're going to have to light attack, animation cancel. It's super simple. You just light attack an ability and then just keep switching forth across your entire board, then do your back bar, and then by the time you get back to your front board, it's time to put them back up again so the rotation doesn't get too much in the way. As far as the skills are concerned, the highest single target damage ability that you guys are going to be Swallow Soul. It's for just about 6k, heals you. You know, I chose this one because it increases the healing that I receive. You could choose the other one, but I don't know, I'm greedy on my heals and I like this one a little bit better. Crippling Grasp, this is your strongest dot. It's going to hit for just about 2k up front and then about 13k over 8 seconds. It does slow them and then you gain speed. You gaining speed though is pretty decent in a trial. It'll help you get out of the fire. Flame Reach hits them for about 4k and then another 6k dot over 8 seconds and it knocks them back. That helps you out sometimes on trash, but I'm more concerned about getting the dot. Merciless Resolve, keep this on the front bar because since you are light attack weaving everything that you're doing, you're going to be able to get this extra ability off, and it's hitting for 13k, so it's just free. So why not, you know, shoot for an extra 13k versus not? And then it's also giving you an 8% damage done also. I keep Blockade of Fire, which is doing 1,600 fire damage to all the enemies in the area for a second. Now you can get up and close, you know, you don't have to be standing in the back, hiding by the hill or anything like that. You can actually get up close with this build. So you're able to put down stuff, hit multiple enemies with it. but just another dot, so that way, you know, you can now, if you notice, everything here, you know, dot, 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 and then we get to the back bar in a second, but there's another dot, and then there's another dot. It's all about keeping those dots down, because if you see Scoria, 6% chance on a dot, and then even your set piece here, it's giving a dot, and all your spells that you cast are going to be able to proc this, and it's going to put down another dot. And Vulcan Scoria does proc off of your armor skill. I did try it. I swallow soul until it procced a few times, and then Scoria did proc. The meteor did come in off of this. So that's how this build, you know, it relies on getting these dots down and getting this rune to come up, and the damage is massive. Even though the spell power is low, don't let that fool you. This class is outperforming so many other classes. The ultimate, it's another dot, and then when this is buffed up, it's, you know, saying 45k right now. Do I have something for spell power? Yeah, I do. You know, 5300. You know, we can cycle back through our skills a little bit here while it's buffed up. You know, 1800 or 1900, everybody there. You know, it's sitting pretty decently. Back bar, we have another dot. 1200, everybody in it. You could choose the other one for more healing, but this is just, it's wide. So it's better to have two wide AoEs down instead of, you know, wide and then narrow. It's just weird that way. You can keep your damage a little bit more focused. Degeneration does, the dot is weak, but, you know, a dot is a dot. Heals you for a little bit, but your 15% chance on your light and heavy attacks to heal you for 113% of damage caused. That's what's up. So you are light attack weaving everything, and your light attacks are hitting for, oh, look, decently. So even on your fire staff. So with those, if it crits, you're getting healed for 4k off of that. And that's just your light attacks. Come here. Alright, so as you notice, I do get easily distracted here. Let's kill this guy. Go. Alright, back bar. So we got our dots here. We got Mirage, which that's just going to give you 20% dodge chance, which that helps out for staying alive in boss fights. And then I grind 2 shields, just because sometimes if your healer goes down, you do need to stack up and see if you can get some people back alive. Did my food go down? Yes, it did. Which we might as well get into that as well. The food I'm running is the Rothgar Max Health Magicka Recovery food, because I am not running siphoning attacks. I just do not want to take anything off my bar to put it on. If I did, I would probably take off Mirage, but you would inevitably take more damage with it not there, just to have your siphoning attacks on. And this way here, your Magicka recovery stays high enough to you know, last through the fight. Potions, you want to bring stamina potions with you. You don't really care about, you know, the other stuff. Your stamina is a little bit low. With it being like that, you are going to need to, you know, break through some CCs. Buffed up. Let's go ahead and peg somebody here. Buffed up, you're at 2700 spell damage. Let's kill this guy here real quick before it pisses me off. Go away. So you're at 2700 spell damage when you're buffed up. 29,000 Magicka, 20,000 health, 11,000 stamina. This way here, you could get your Magicka higher, but you need health. You know, running trials, running these dungeons. And I have had this through the normal Sanctum Ophidia dozens of times, and I've had it through the vet once. So it is capable of running through it. 1600 Magicka recovery. Your critical is a little low at 34%, but you're not really going to care too much about that. As far as the champion points are concerned, reducing my Magicka cost and my abilities, and then Magicka recovery. Pretty straightforward. Now your blue tree is very important because since everything you're doing is a dot, and this even helps for your armor too. Run Elemental Expert half, and then do Thaumaturge for the other half. And so by doing this, so 20.6% and 21%, so 41.6% bonus on your dot. 41.6% bonus. That's ridiculous. I do PvP with this character, so I do get resistant, but if you're straight PvE, don't worry about doing this. You want to put everything over here. You want to split between Hardy, Elemental Defender, and Thick-Skinned. I would say for PvE only purposes, you would want to do 75, 60, and then everything else in Thick-Skinned is the way that you want to do it. Or you can, if you're not too concerned with the dot, do 100 and then 67. Because more stuff is doing magic damage to you than what it is for physical damage. Typically the tank is going to keep the stuff held down for that, so you don't have to worry too much about it. Like I said, straightforward on that. Let's go into it. We're going to take a look at our rotations. I'm the big guy here to fight. So I get my 8% first. Tag him. Dot down, dot down. See, Scoria came in. Light attack. Got my rune on the ground. I am light attack weaving. Get to fire my arrow. And he's down. A lot of people say that you can't go through stuff without 3500 spell power, but you don't need it with this. You have so many damage over time abilities, and you have so much extra stuff proccing. Even your ultimates. Your ultimates, I'm running the Soul Assault, which will proc your Scoria, and it will proc your armor set. And then I have, did I call it? Okay, yeah, Soul Assault. Soul's other. Kind of screwed me up a little bit. Same thing with this one. It hits for a good chunk up front, but that bit that it's siphoning counts as a dot too. So this can trigger it, but I only use this in situations where, you know, I'm panicking and I just need something, but also it's mainly back here to give me the extra percentage of healing for my healing ward. So we can come in, hit our first buff, dot down, light attack, dot down, light attack, swallow soul. Stuff just falls down. And what's great though is that ability that your armor procs, it heals you so much. For 5 seconds, it's giving you back 5k health for 5 seconds. And that actually, that scales off of your Swallow Soul, so it's going to be 8% more. Scales off of, you know, all your other extra healing abilities. Scales off of all of that. A lot of people would want to run sap. I would say don't, because your AoE is going to be coming from your blockade of fire. It's going to be coming from your shadow AoE. Then when Scoria comes down into an AoE, your armor set, that rune, even though it's small, that rune hits multiple people. So let's just look at the AoE stuff over here. That's all I got down, and that's all that's ticking. You know, it's enough to do damage. It's enough to be consistent. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, however, shoot me a message. You can. My end game is TAPAP, TAPAP. You shoot me a message on Xbox if you want, YouTube, whatever. I'll get back with you, work with you on your stuff, help you out. It's all about making these Nightblades strong. Thanks for watching, guys.